How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the channel. This is Big Daddy Dave, and this is a map tour for a new mod map to Farming Simulator 25 called Pfraunstetten. And we're going to start with the description from the mod hub, and it reads, "Welcome to beautiful Swabia in the Alb-Danube district of Ulm. The map is set between Ulm and Hingen, with railroad layouts and field layouts, and reflects the typical Swabian flair. What awaits you on the map? Multi-crops, more soil angle, stubble destruction, 3 different farms that vary in layout and size, 1 decorative farm that can be sold to build your own farm there, carpentry shop with production wood sale, 130 fields, meadows, and forest areas ranging from 1 hectare to 15 hectares, various sale outlets such as a farm shop. You can take water from the ponds and rivers. There are plenty of forests for the tree huggers among you. And no field entrances were forgotten. The Swabians saved them. We hope that you have fun with the map." This map was created by Jogi and is 480.91 megabytes to download. If we take a look at the map, this is what it looks like. If we deselect this and we scroll over to our farmlands, we start out by owning farmlands number 15, 37, 43, 56, 57, 91, and 94. 15, which is all the way down here, is a grass field that is ready to harvest. 37 right here is a field with no product in it. 43 over here is a wheat field that is ready to harvest. 56 up here is a field with no product. 57 is a field with no product. 91 is your main starting farm area right here. And down here, 94 is the secondary portion of your main starting farm that has your pigs on it. Field prices on the map do vary, but you do get a very good range of fields. So you can see itty bitty teeny tiny little field for $6,000. Very, very nice. We got a little bit bigger here for $20,000, a little bit bigger, $130,000. A lot bit bigger, $224,000, really big, $485,000, and so on and so forth. So you get a really good range for all these different styles and sizes of fields. You also get some grass fields around the map that you can purchase. $68,000 for that one, $62,000 for that one. You get a couple smaller ones right here in town, $11,000 and $9,000. And then you get the forestry areas. You get the small one right here on the corner that is a part of the periphery though. So just be aware of that. Even some of the outer banks of the forestry area are part of the periphery. But you can see that within them there are these little forestry areas. $32,000 for this one, $74,000 for this one, $53,000, $38,000, and $46,000. Then you got some bigger ones, the biggest one over here at $273,000. So even the forestry is not only going to give you a nice range, but even some introductory prices as well, which is really nice. It's very rare that you get to see that kind of ranging in the forestry. It actually makes it approachable and something that you can, start off right off the bat. Now, we do start with animal pens. You can see we do have a chicken pasture, cow barn, pigsties, and a sheep pasture. Contracts are available on this map. We do start out with production points, and there are additionals that we can pick up. Some of them are hidden. I will be showing those off later on. And then lastly, if we take a look at our collectibles, according to this page, there are no collectibles on this map, 0 of 0. Normally this is blanked out, so I'm not quite sure why it's showing 0 of 0, but no collectibles available on this map. If we take a look at mods specific to this map, starting under the buy menu, we scroll down to the mods and DLCs, you can see we don't have anything that is listed for Pfraunstetten that will be a mod specific to this map. And then if we take a look at our build menu, right down here, we scroll all the way down. Starting here under our buildings and sheds, you will see that we do have mods that are required for this map, in which we have the system hall and big garage, but ones that are specific to this map are the ones that are tagged with the Pfraunstetten mod at the bottom left hand corner. Those are ones that are specific to this map, so there is some under the sheds. Nothing under silos, silo extensions, constructibles, containers, but here under tools, again, if we scroll down, you'll see Pfraunstetten mod for the vehicle workshop. That is a mod specific to this map. and then nothing for farmhouses. Take a look under productions. We scroll all the way down here, and you will see several additional ones that are specific to this map, all tagged with Pfraunstetten mod. Then under sell points, we scroll down, you will see again a couple under here. Under greenhouses, again, scrolling all the way down, you do see 3 down here at the very bottom. Let's see, the next one we have is cultivation. There's nothing under here and nothing under generators. Take a look at under animals and cows. There's nothing under cows, nothing under horses, nothing under pigs. But here under sheep, you will see Pfraunstetten mod. That is one that is specific to this map. There is another one here for chickens, as you can see right there. There's nothing for bees. But under others, there is a doghouse that is specific to this map. Now, there is nothing at all under the decorations tab and nothing at all under the landscaping tab. So we do start here at our starting farm, so let's take a look at some of our starting equipment. If we go back to this screen here and scroll over to vehicles, we start out with the Amazon UX5201 Super sprayer. We have the Amazon ZGTS 10001, that is our fertilizer spreader, the Abbey 550 water tanker, the Fendt 311 Vario, the Fendt 720 Vario, the Fendt Cargo T740 telehandler, the Flegel PFW 18000 Maxline Plus, that is a slurry spreader. We got our Horsch Credo 3 Power Harrow, another Power Harrow, and a Horsch Versa seeder. We got the John Deere 980, that is a cultivator, the John Deere C441R baler. We got the Krone tandem trailer. We also have another tandem trailer. We have the K-Brand GMD 3123F front mower, the K-Brand GMD 8730FF rear deck mower, the K-Brand RA142 forage mixer wagon, or the mixing wagon, I should say, the Magsy bale fork, Magsy universal bucket, Magsy wrapped bale handler, the Potografero 4010D forage wagon, the Skoda Kodiak car, and that is it. So let's go ahead and take a look around our main starting farm. Starting out behind me, we have a sleep trigger right there. Over here, we have our wardrobe trigger. Oh, and I'm stuck. Right here, we have our small glass greenhouse. That is a production point. You can see water goes in right there, and our output for our products is right there. We do have a chicken pasture right here. You can see them all huddled up there. We have room for 10 chickens. We start out with 6 of them. Our feed goes right here, and I believe, where was the eggs? I forget where the eggs were. Was it back here? I think it was back here, actually. Yes, I think the eggs spawn right here. We do have a bale and pallet storage right over here with the output for it being right there. Let's see. Nope. Over here, if we open this door, there we go. We do have our cow barn with room for 30 cows. We start out with 11 of them. Milk can come out there. We do have a feed trigger right here, and this point right here is a where'd it go? There it is. Open the gate right there. Now, I believe that you're meant to bring in the telehandler and have that kind of additional mobility to be able to feed them over in this area here. We do have a bale spot here for our straw. Go ahead and close that. Tucked away in here, we have another bale and pallet storage. Inputs up there, and our output is actually on the back side. If I can get around, right there. Bunch of storage tucked away up in here. We have our slurry output for our cows right there. Inside this barn right here, we have a repair trigger right here. Let's see, I believe it's this door here. Yes. Here we have the dairy, little production point. You can see just a normal dairy production point. Let's see, here we got our output, and our input is right here. Over here, we have the oil mill. And again, just our typical in and outs. Input is right here, and output is right over here. Let's see, we'll go back out this door over here. And around this side over here, we have the farm store Stennel sell point. Yeah, that word right there, Stennel. Steinle. I'm not sure what that means, but that is the sell point. And we have a wood cell trigger right here. Up this driveway, start right over here, open this gate. We do have our sheep pasture. Go right here. We have room for 19 sheep. We start out with 8 of them. Feed goes there. And nope, feed goes here. Water goes here. Now the spawn point for the wool, that's actually something that just dawned on me. I don't recall where that is. Oh, there it is. You can see a little box hidden in the grass. Now over here is kind of an interesting part of the main starting farm. This is the input for the grass dryer. You walk up to it, you press your circle button on your PlayStation or your B button on your Xbox, and then you can come over here and input for the grass dryer. And that's the grass portion of it. There's actually multiple inputs, and I'll show that off here in just a second. Around this corner, tucked away in here, you can see this is the output for the grass dryer, and this is the actual production point for it. So you can see, for the grass dryer, you need grass wood chips, and that will get you your final output. You can also have grass and straw. So you can put both your grass and straw in that main output, but there is a separate input for your wood chips. I'll show that off here. So again, your output for it is right here. Over here, we have the mineral feed production point. We have our input here and output right there. Around the side here, we have another bale and pallet storage. You can see our little output is right here. And then our input is way up here. So again, needing that telehandler to get stuff up there. Farm silo is right here. Both input and output. Open this up. Now tucked away over here, this is that input for the wood chips. So you come over here, click on this, and this opens, and you'll see, ta-da, that pops in. If I hop up, you'll see wood chips just tucked away all up in there. So that is it. So that's everything here for the main starting farm. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the car that's tucked around the corner right over here. Hop in. And now I'm just going to go just down the road right here to the animal dealer. Now you can come to this location and purchase your animals directly using this icon right here, or you can use the same icon at any of the pens and pastures listed around the map. If you use this icon directly, though, you will incur an additional fee. That fee is associated to a delivery fee. The animal dealer is taking the animals from this location and delivering them wherever you need them across the map. Now, it does get a little bit expensive. If you were to get an adult cow, that's $100 in addition to the price for the base cow. So that's a pretty quick. So if we were to fill up the remainder of our barn there with 19 more cows, we'd spend another $1,900 on top of the $22,325 that toss for the cows by themselves. If you want to save that money, you can come over here with an animal trailer, park in this general area here, and then load into or push the same animal marker to load into the animal trailer itself. You will save that delivery fee, and you'll just have to deliver the animals yourself. Over here, we have the slurry buy point. Manure buy point is right over here. Hop back in. Now, just down the road over here, we have our next point of interest. Now we do need to take a look at the map. So we were here on the main starting farm, took a look at everything around here. We saw the animal dealer right here, the slurry and manure buy point, and now we're here at Farmland number 110. Can purchase this for $6,886. We will go ahead and do that. You can see this is a cow barn. We have room for 20 cows, 0 to start out with. Slurry output there. Our feed can go in here. We have our milk trigger right there. And we do get a little bit of storage kind of tucked away in here, as you can see, which is very cool. And then here, I'll just run over there because it's right next door, our next point of interest. Right over here is the bakery. $150,000 to purchase the bakery. Got your input there and output right there. Let's backtrack. Now we're just going to cut through the cow barn here. Then backtrack just a little ways until we reach our next point of interest, which is coming up right around the corner here. Tucked away in here is the village shop sell point. So you got your sell point here with a wood cell trigger right over here. Continuing back to the car. If we turn in here, we have our next point of interest. Over here we have the carpentry input here, wood cell trigger right here, and the actual carpentry buy point itself, $300,000 to buy it, and we have our output right there. Right next to it we have the wood chip station buy point right there, and behind me we have the sawmill. Purchase this for $150,000. We have a input there, wood cell point trigger there, and our wood chip output is right there, and our output for our main productions are right there. Get turned around. And now directly in front of me is the land handle cell point. Wood cell trigger right there. Gas station right there. Repair trigger here. Over there is the agricultural trader field fruits cell point. Over here, seed buy station, lime buy station, and fertilizer buy station. And then shop trigger right over here. And now we go ahead and leave this area. Heading down the road. Little blue dot to my right is the water. You could basically call this a fill point or an acquisition point, but they have it listed as like a buy point, but it's just an acquisition point. You can get free water out of there. Now pulling around using this little side road. Following this all the way down. Right over here. So to my left is kind of the secondary portion of your main starting farm. So we come up here, open this gate. We have two pig barns. So output for your slurry right there. Our feed goes around the side right there. It's the same on both buildings. So just going to show off this one. And they're literally identical in size and all that. They're just colored different. Same model, same everything, just slightly different. 150 pigs will go in here, 0 to start out with for both of these. And that's basically it for your main starting area. You do get a little bit of storage tucked away in here, which is really cool. Oh, let's go out. And coming up here, we'll make a right. Whoops, oops, oops, oops. Get a little out of control there. Now coming up here will be our next point of interest. Right here. So if we take a look at the map, we were at our main starting farm. We actually got up to Farmland number 110, which was the secondary cow barn that you can purchase. We then went over to the bakery. We came back out on the main road where we saw the carpentry, the wood chip buy point, the sawmill. Then we came over to the land handle, sell point, the gas station, the agricultural trade field fruits sell point, the various buy stations. We got the seed, lime, and fertilizer, and the shop trigger right there. Came back out to the main road, came all the way down to here where it was the water, if I can click on it, the water buy point, fill point, acquisition point. Came out this side road over here to the secondary portion of the farm. We saw the 2 pig barns, and now we are down here at Farmland number 86. Now you can purchase Farmland number 86 for $142,479. Go ahead and buy that, and you'll see all this stuff comes up here. This is going to be farm number 2, but starting out, we do have a biogas plant. As you can see, there's your little trigger point right there. Normal biogas stuff that you can put in. We have our input for solids, input for liquids, and output for liquids, aka our digestate right there. Now you do get 8 of these foil glass. I think these are all foil greenhouses. I believe they're called the large tarp greenhouses. You get 8 of these. So they're just normal greenhouses, water here, and that's it. You produce whatever you want. Here, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to pan out really quickly, and you can see 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 of these, you get a bunch of stuff. Now coming over here, way off in the distance here, we have the strawberry fields. This is something specific to this map. You got your water input right there. And your trigger is right here. Now, I will say, this is just a normal greenhouse. It's just one that's kind of ramped up because of the kind of outdoor effect. It's called the strawberry field, but you can see you can produce, chili peppers, garlic, all your basic stuff for your greenhouses. This one's just, again, it's just kind of ramped up to, I believe, a higher level because you can see like chili peppers, 768 cycles per month. And our outputs are 4. But you also have to put in things like seed, solid fertilizer, water, and straw. So there are various other inputs that you have to put in here as opposed to, let's say, the large tarp. And you scroll down, and those you do need seed as well and solid fertilizer, but you don't need all the others like straw. You don't need that as well. So heading back towards the farm there, this is all kind of the outer periphery stuff of the main or the secondary farm. Over here, we have the slurry output for the cow barn. Cow barn is right here. We can open up the gate and we can put in right here. We have room for 100 cows. We start out with 0. Straw can go in there. Our feed right here. Now, I believe this is our manure portion right there. We do have our grain mill right here with our input there and output right here. We do have a bale and pallet storage, again right here, input there, and our output was on this side right over here. Over here, we have the Farm Shop Ziegler sell point. And here, a repair trigger. Now let's see, over here we have the dairy input right there, output right there, and the dairy. And here we have the bakery. So right over here is the bakery, right there, and input and output for the bakeries right there. Let's see, so if I remember right, sleep trigger right here, wardrobe trigger right there, greenhouse, another one right over here, tucked away in this barn, another farm silo right there, bale and pallet storage, again, right up here. And another cow barn. We have room for 10 cows, 0 to start out with. Straw can go there. Our feed could go in there. Milk out right there. And now we come around this side. We have another grass drying. So again, we can walk up to this, open this up, takes that out, puts up the input. We have our milk trigger for our other cow barn right over there. And then right over here, we have the output for the grass drying right there and another bale and pallet storage right over here. If I walk up to it, let me go over here, see storage is empty. And this is the input for the wood chips here on this grass drying implement right there. And now I'm going to follow this back out of the farm. Oops, that's not where I want to go. Now here, we'll make a left, a couple of bunker silos right off to the right. And as we backtrack up into town, we're going to actually come out the north side of town to see the last point of interest. So coming up through town, passing the main starting farm there on the left. Follow this to the right. Continue to follow this road. Then taking this all the way up north. We have our final point of interest coming up here. Whoops, wrong button, wrong button. Ah! Accidentally pushed the button. Now coming up here. Stop right there. Open the gate. And then tucked away down here is the stone pit sell point right down here. And that's it. That is everything here for Pfraunstetten. Now it's time to... Actually, no, it's not time to render my opinion because I do have one additional thing to show. So it's not a point of interest. We have been here before. but I do want to show this off because it did catch my attention. Then we can render my opinion and let you know what I think. So we need to backtrack. Actually, you know what? Instead of driving over there, let's just go ahead and hop down there. So over here at the pig barn, go ahead and visit this. So big shout out to Jody. Thank you so much, Jody, for letting me know this, because without that, I wouldn't have known. But if you don't want to have pig barns at this location, you want to swap these out, or you want to put something else here, whatever the case may be careful. Actually, just don't do it right now, because if you try and sell these, let's go ahead and do that. Sell that. Sell that. And you can see how these kind of remnants are hanging out here on this kind of secondary portion of your starting farm. And it's all right here. So you don't get rid of these. They're just kind of going to hang around. So there's definitely going to need to be an update to this map. But really, outside of that, what do I think of this map? 0 to 5 scale as per usual. I like this map. I like this map a lot. Yogi makes absolutely fantastic maps, and this is no exception, I think. Color palette is wonderful. The terrain, spectacular. It's nice, gentle undulations in some areas. It's aggressive in others. It is a lot of fun to look at. And the whole town area just feels like it's alive. You got people and pedestrians kind of walking through it. You've got your main starting farm that's right in the heart of the town. You got all the smokestacks and chimneys that are just kind of rolling out. I mean, it's really, really nice. Like, the whole kind of setup of this map is whoa-wee. It's just overall very, very becoming. I do like this. I think that is a very fine example of a beautiful, beautiful map, you know, at the end of the day. And what's really cool about it, because you can purchase all the peripheries and all this stuff, you can kind of make alterations as you see fit. There's just a ton of stuff. And again, the ability to buy so many different styles and shapes of fields that will basically fit whatever budget you're working with is absolutely fantastic. It really makes it to where you have the ability to just start small and then just build and build and build. And you're going to have that whole domino effect, where the first domino that falls is going to be, you know, small and, you know, unbecoming, but eventually you're going to get to a point to where all of a sudden it's really got everything, you know, just one after the other after the other after the other. It's fantastic. It is absolutely fantastic. Now, what would I give this map? 0 to 5 scale as per usual. I'd probably give this a solid 4.5. A solid 4.5. And that's even with this whole issue right here. Full knowing that. I mean, this is a great map. I think this is fantastic, and I would highly recommend this to anybody out there, because, yeah, Yogi just does a fantastic job. And you can see just how it just nicely transitions between, like, the fields and, you know, into these kind of dirt paths and 2 tracks, and, like, you just get a lot of really cool different kind of terrains and kind of road textures and everything. And all this stuff is kind of made using the base game color swatches and all that. Like, look at this. This is like an overgrown 2-track, and you can see the actual track itself. It looks so good. You know, like, hey, we don't often come back here to be able to utilize the road. I like it. I really, really think this is awesome. But that's all I have for today. I hope you enjoyed this map tour, and if you did, please show me by liking, sharing, subscribing, following, commenting, doing all the things. The algorithms enjoy you doing. It shows your engagement with this channel and enjoying the content. And that being said, I hope everybody has a fantastic day. Take care.